6% property revenue, but 83 education for Black and Hispanic. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, Donald Trump talks about stop and frisk like he knows the facts. He has had no experience with policing, no experience with public safety. He should really be careful, because if we reinstituted stop and frisk all over this country, you would see a lot more tension between police and community.
All right. All right, real quick. Your thoughts.
How's everybody doing? This is Anthony Barlow. Today is Saturday, August 20th, 2016. And yesterday and on today.
Your thoughts. Incidentally, we're going to start employing this in the preceding weeks in this class, and we'll put it on Facebook. We did this last semester, and so we kind of go Facebook Live and let other people come in and join in on our conversation. So today will just be the first day that we introduce it, and we'll kind of go a little bit further into it with the preceding weeks. What do you think?
Does it say what, that's the percent what they were stopped for and what they were arrested for?
Well, go ahead.
I believe most of them were either possession of an illegal substance or illegal weapon. We went over this last semester, and I remember that they did find a few hundred illegal guns and quite a bit of drugs. I think that, can't remember specifically everything.
Yeah, so they don't really say what they're, is that what you want to know, what they're arrested for? Yeah, they don't really say what they're arrested for. I think the main concern is, do we think that police officers being able to execute stop and frisk, is that an overreach of the law, being able to do that, Al?
I personally, I guess you could say from looking at it statistically, I don't think it's effective because of the numbers that it produced.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 6% in a place like New York City, sure, you do get a good portion of a population because you're looking at several million, so 6% would be several thousands. But as far as the outcome overall at the end, I didn't see it as far as being as beneficial, more than anything creating more negative as far as policing community.
Mm-hmm.
But like even we went over, they were mainly targeting Hispanic and Latinos or Hispanics and Blacks. But at the same time, you look at where was stop and frisk being executed the most was probably in Black neighborhoods because they're going to be doing it where crime is highest.
Mm-hmm.
So was it effective? To a certain extent, but personally, I don't think it was. The numbers shown, I don't think it's something that we would need to run at.
You don't think it was?
No.
Hispanics and Blacks? Okay, now let Mr. Johnson help you out. Viv, did you want to say something?
Yeah. I think that the sheer volume of stop and frisks was probably causing a lot of tension in, between civilians and law enforcement. But if they have to be more vigilant on why they're stopping someone, if there's laws preventing them from just doing it to anyone, they're going to be more vigilant. They're going to be like, they're going to have a damn good reason to stop somebody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If it's regulated.
Okay, so you're saying stop and frisk needs to be regulated.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, so let me help you out with this. I very rarely can be duped, right? Especially when it relates to criminal justice. So they showed you some numbers, and they only showed you the numbers as it relates to how many guns were, I think the numbers say how many guns were picked up or how many arrests were made, right? But remember, whenever you get any type of narrative, always try and see which side of the fence they're on. One, because they only highlighted those numbers, show me that they may be on a liberal side of the fence. Two, CNN, I know that's a little liberal side of the fence. So that kind of gets me going with what they're trying to portray to people. But one thing they didn't say during that time, that I think they only had 6% weapons, arrests. What was the overall crime? Did it go up or down?
Down.
See, they get you focused on this, but what was the overall? Same thing with mass incarceration in the war on drugs. It was a colossal failure. But if you look at statistics overall from the 60s to 2000, crime has went down. Yeah, the collateral consequences is that a disproportionate amount of blacks and Hispanics have went to jail. We get that. That's consequences to some policies. But the overall crime has went down. So just be mindful when you see stuff like that, because guess what? It can sway your opinion on some things. All right, anybody else about stop and frisk? I like stop and frisk. You don't like stop and frisk? Why not?
Like, if a cop came and did that to me, like, I wouldn't like that. Like, I feel like, I don't know, as a citizen, I wouldn't want any, like, a random person coming and search me when I know I don't have anything on me.
But it's so easy to be stopped and frisked because all they need is probable cause. If you're walking on the street and there's a sidewalk next to you, they can stop you and ask you, like, why are you in the street when there's a sidewalk? Yeah. So that's the whole deal. You can get stopped for stupid stuff and get frisked just because.
So can I say this? Can I help you out? Most likely, you're not going to get stopped. Can we be real?
Yeah.
Let's be real. Can we really be real?
100%, I'm all for it.
I'm not gonna touch it.
We're all adults.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Camarino, I'm just gonna go out on a limb. You really don't have to worry about stop and frisk. I don't have to worry about stop and frisk. Anybody's here with a middle class upbringing, you don't have to worry about stopping. It's not for you. See, once we get the big picture about this stuff, stop and frisk is for those poor, disadvantaged neighborhoods that have subcultures of violence that we are trying to rid of. Let's be honest, how many people have experienced stop and frisk in here?
When it wasn't fun like that.
Hey, come on, just talk to me. We're talking about from the perspective as Camarino was saying, like, I just don't want to be bothered because I'm going about my way and I'm being stopped.
You mean like recently or like in like?
Anytime.
I have.
Okay, where?
Dallas, Texas.
Okay, and give me the scenario. What were you doing?
I'm coming from school. I was a high school senior. I'm from school. I was walking to McDonald's. And I hang out with, but I had to stay at school for something. I forgot what I stayed at school for. Anyway, but I usually walk in a group. I was by myself. Okay. So police officer, I guess he was training somebody. Okay. Came up to me, stopped me, frisked me, and then they want to see if I had a part of gang unit, if I was part of anybody, anything like that. Then let me go. I'm 18, so I don't know the law per se, but I did stop. They did frisk me. They did ID me, but there was no reason for them to do that.
Makes sense. Now watch this. The neighborhood you were in, fairly good neighborhood?
It was okay.
So, would you say it's good or bad?
It was, well, it was Garland, Texas. It's a suburb of Dallas. So it's all right. The part, I went to South Garland High School. The part of it that I was living in while I was walking down the street is suburban. So it's not really, the gang, if you go a little East Garland, yeah, that's where the gangs and stuff are. Okay. I was more like South Garland. So
good. Now, one more thing. How were you dressed? Middle class outfit?
I had a white t-shirt on and blue jeans.
So the reason why I'm saying all these things is because, do you think, okay, same scenario, I'm 18, I'm dressed like this. Do you think I would have gotten stopped?
No.
What about the neighborhood?
Well,
Let's be real.
What about the neighborhood though?
But just because it doesn't make it right.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. Here's what I'm saying is that people who have middle class values don't have to worry about a lot of this.
Right.
And people who have middle class values will dress like this or will dress similar to this, right?
Very true.
Do you get where I'm going with this? And so what happens is, I'm just being real. And so what happens is that, remember, police are protecting the middle class and higher.
Right.
And so if I look at you and you look like you're middle class, you're not a problem. I don't need you. So, but when I look at you and you have a t-shirt, you have a hat, you have your pants sagging, not saying that it's right, but you're giving me indicators as you may be someone who I need to stop. Now, this is what I told the guys when I was on the street, the young men who I was on the street, and they would say, man, look, just because I wear hip hop clothes and I look like a thug, don't mean I'm out here thugging. And you know what I respond to and say? I say, you're absolutely right. The way we dress when I was coming up is not the same how you dress. I understand it's a fad. But understand, when you dress like that, be able to accept what goes along with it.
Very true.
If you're not a thug, accept that it goes along with it. I'm just being real. Go ahead, come on. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to debate.
I understand that. But there's also a misconception that everyone who dresses like that is like that, because you can have someone who wears dresses like you, a serial killer who has a whole bunch of guns under their pocket.
That's fine.
And you're gonna jump over that because, oh, he's dressed well. He might have just committed like three murders and you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can
What's
walk in
the
the
problem
room.
with
You can walk in the room.
That's like a
Let's just take some statistics.
How would
Yeah.
But if you're in a bad neighborhood, you could draw attention to yourself. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Yeah, that's
very
very
true,
true,
but
but
you're
pretty much.
You're
aspiring to be that.
But I wasn't in the
You
bad.
like taking long walks or something.
So how does that?
A lot of people who commit this crime
People that dress like that, what are
There's
you?
a lot of people who commit this crime dress that way.
That's what I'm saying, but that's a broad brush to paint everybody dressed like that.
It is, but I'm saying statistically, if more people committing certain crimes dress a certain way,
Right.
you're gonna look at those people harder than you would versus
True.
other people who don't commit those crimes and dress a different way. So I mean, you might have a guy that's dressed like Professor Johnson, who maybe he did just rob a 7-Eleven or something, but you don't see guys robbing a 7-Eleven wearing that stuff all the time.
Right.
So you're not gonna be as diligent looking for someone wearing a sweater vest and a tie. And I
Is that coming on?
No,
No.
it's blinking on.
You know what I want to say is this. Daniel, Mike, is blinking on and on? Is it green yet?
No, it's orange. You
I'm not-
have to wait for it to go solid orange and then you can turn it back on.
Huh?
Wait for it to go solid orange and then turn it back on.
Okay, so it's gonna come in?
Maybe.
Okay, so because I'm a realist, there's a method to everything I do. And so there's a reason why I dress the way I do, right? I'm in a professional environment, but I'm a black man. And so therefore I know the stereotype that goes along with a black man.
I was just gonna say.
Come on, you have, but see, this is where blacks don't get it. If you want to fight the system, if there is a system, you have to fight the system from within. You have to wear your spyware. Right?
Yeah.
So how can I fight the system with my pants hanging down and I'm a thug?
Not very well.
Come on. So you have to be smart. And most African Americans are not emotionally intelligent. They're emotions, I didn't say here, emotionally they're unintelligent. Because when emotions rise up, they want to fight or they want to cuss. And you get a white person who's emotionally intelligent and will break them down with academic words and make them just feel this small. Because we haven't gotten it yet. It's deep. So anyway, is that on?
Now turn it on.
Because I want to do this before we go.
Okay, now it's turning on.
If you want to beat something, you beat it. If you feel that there's a system, you beat it from the inside, not from the outside. So just, I don't believe there's a system, but just say if I want to beat the system, then I'm dressed like this. They have hired me. They have put me in position. Now I can help all the blacks I want to help because they let me in. I'm just giving you intelligence. Let's be real. Now watch this. I did this for a PhD class because, you know, I go to Texas Southern, so they call me Uncle Ruckus. They call me Uncle Ruckus, and they think that I'm over time because I'm coming with a narrative that is different from what they're used to. And here's what I will say, is that humanity has evolved. Everything has evolved. The only thing that has not evolved in American history is the mindset and worldview of Black people. We still think that we are enslaved. We still think that we are oppressed. And as long as you do that, you will never be able to go forward. I had a student yesterday say it so profoundly. You was in class yesterday. She said, yeah, as long as you keep holding on to it, it eats you alive.
It's like a bad relationship.
Just like unforgiveness. Unforgiveness doesn't hurt the white man. It hurts the Black man. Let it go. And so that's why we're seeing all this stuff happening. But watch this. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Y'all say racial profiling is not good and it shouldn't be, particularly my man, where my man was at. Well, Sandra, this was for you. The Holy Spirit said, show this man this. So how many people say racial profiling is not good? Raise your hand.
I don't know where you can go with this.
How many? You did this before? How many people say it's not good? Come on, just vote, just vote, just vote.
Yeah.
1, 2, oh, now because you know now. All right, so Masanda, you think racial profiling is bad, right?
Well, it depends on where you are.
Yes or no?
Oh.
It's a yes or no question.
How many people think racial profiling is bad, stopping a person just because they're Black?
Yes or no?
I want to hear that. Yes or no?
Yes or no question?
Eric, no. You think it's bad?
I've already been through this.
What's the correct answer again?
What? How many people? Raise your hand so I can do this. Come on, so we can go. How many people think it's bad? 1,
Give your opinion.
2, 3, 4, 5. What was Sandra? 6.
What about like?
No. Yes or no?
Yes or no?
You don't have
We're
time.
dealing with
You can do this.
absolutes here.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Let's see.
Who else? Did I get y'all already?
You got me already.
Okay. Who did I didn't get who feel racial profiling is bad? That's it?
What it say?
Yeah. Who else? Come on. All right, got you. So here's the deal. And I usually get more hands than this, but most of my students have saw this. Come on, just for you too, Cameron, before you leave. Go ahead, go home and impress your family and friends. Right?
Now I remember.
All right, so here we go. So Wasanda and Cameron, I've just made you partners. I need you to listen to this story and take the story for what it is. Are you listening? Listen. All right, so I just made you partners. I've deputized you, and guess what? We have a lot of armed robberies that are going on in the area. We're in roll call right now. I'm your sergeant. Listen, we need to crack down on these robberies because the people around here are scared. I'm getting complaints from the mayor. Listen, tonight is the night. Go out and stop these robberies. Are you geek? You ready to do it? All right. So Camarino and Musando, y'all are riding, you're inside of your vehicle. You're driving, drive with me. Drive with me. There you go. So are you listening to the story? So now you're driving. You approach an intersection. There were two cars that you can stop. Both of them have the same infraction. Which car are you gonna stop?
Car two.
That's not fair.
Which one are you gonna stop?
What if it's got a mix?
See, what else? Which car are you gonna tell your partner to stop?
Yeah.
Car two. All right. Which one are you gonna tell your partner to stop?
You want a dry answer?
Oh my God.
All right. Society would tell me to stop.
Oh my God.
No, which one would you stop? You're a police officer. You just got out of roll
That
call.
already looks like a mugshot.
Now hold on a second. Now watch this. I'm gonna show you what you just said. For you, it looks like a mugshot. That's the average black boy walking around here. That goes into stereotypes.
I mean,
Listen. What makes that a mugshot?
That could be a license.
That could be an Instagram picture.
yeah, no.
Are you serious?
You seen my driver's license?
Instagram pictures like that. No.
Are you serious? That's a mugshot. Why does it look like? Wait, hold on. Are you saying it looks like a mugshot, or do you say he looks like a criminal?
It looks like a mugshot.
So you're saying if he was over here, it would be better?
Yeah.
I mean, slightly.
Y'all fishing now, brother. Y'all fishing. That's the average black person. How's that a mugshot? You don't see that on the everyday basis in black
Yes,
guys?
at the end of the day,
Am I lying?
you're relying on a hunch. It's not gonna.
What makes him look like a? What makes him look like a?
You're in a good turnip.
Mr. Johnson, we need to put a picture of you up there so they look more similar.
But that's my point exactly. My point exactly is, y'all don't do it, but subconsciously what you're saying, you're talking about a background, but subconsciously you're talking about him.
Yeah.
Right. You got one
Because he
that's
looks
violent.
like a thug. But for the average black person, that's just a black person.
Yeah.
That's just a black young man. But you want to say, oh, it's the background. No, it's him who you're looking at, and you say, oh, that's not fair because I put a black. And just what Daniel said, if I would have put a black man without the dreads with this on, then you would have said, oh, now it's fair. But this is the average black boy that's walking around.
I think it's his facial expression. He looks
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
mad.
Still, it's the average black boy.
He looks mad.
Because if you was to take black men in the 60s that dressed pretty much like, in suits and stuff, and had this picture up there, then it would be comparable to the one in picture number 2, because in the 60s, that's how men dressed. They dressed in suits and ties and stuff all the time with low haircuts and stuff, fades. But now they do look like that. So yeah, that's just a typical person. But of course, yeah, we probably would pull him over just because he does look hard.
And I tell you what, if you say that around a black mama, she'll cuss you out. Because she'll be like, that's my boy. He ain't no criminal.
Yeah.
But that's the regular black. Okay, we'll see y'all later.
All right.